Hi there, Professor Race here. Let's talk about apostrophes. Lately it seems like we've gotten pretty lax and careless about apostrophe usage, probably because of our pervasive use of electronic media, social media, texting. When we type won't into a text message, it automatically puts that little apostrophe in there for us so we don't have to. It makes us pretty careless and lazy about using apostrophes. For example, when we need to use a possessive, we'll sometimes just type in Sharon's, no apostrophe, and then the electronic media device that we are using will just add that apostrophe in for us. So I think it's made us a little bit careless about using apostrophes, even though we really probably know how to use them correctly most of the time. But let's go ahead and review those uses for apostrophes and make sure we're really clear on when we need to use them and where to place them. So there are two main uses of the apostrophe. First, to show the omission of one or more letters in a contraction, and to show ownership or possession. So let's take a closer look at both of these uses. First of all, apostrophes in contractions. A contraction is formed when two words combine to make one word. So we put the apostrophe where the letters have been dropped. That's useful to remember. So put that apostrophe in right here between the I and the LL, because the W and the I are the two letters that have been left out of that contraction. For we and have, we'll put the apostrophe right where the H and the A have been left out. Will and not is an odd contraction. It changes over to won't instead of wilt, which is an odd word itself. Maybe that's why we use won't. Just a little side note about contractions. For those of us who live in the South, y'all is a word we use a great deal, even though we should not use it in academic or professional writing. For our informal writing, remember, the apostrophe goes after the Y because it's actually a contraction of you and all, and it's the O and the U that have been left out. All right, we use, of course, an apostrophe and the letter S to indicate ownership or possession. So Joe's truck indicates that Joe owns the truck, so we put the apostrophe and then the S. Brother apostrophe S. Brother's carrot indicates he owns it. And company apostrophe S indicates that this company owns this credit card. Now, remember, the apostrophe S goes with the owner or the possessor. An apostrophe plus S is still used with a singular word even if the word already ends in S. So if you have a name that already ends with S, like Doris or James, we just go ahead and put the apostrophe and add the S at the end. Now, if you have a plural word that ends in S, to show possession, all you have to do is add the apostrophe. So, the Thompsons, and they own a porch. So because the porch belongs to the Thompsons, plural, all we have to do is add that apostrophe after the S that's already there. The victory of the players is written this way. We already have an S on the end of players because the word players is plural, and so we just add the apostrophe after the S. Now, player apostrophe S would mean that we are dealing with only one player and the victory of that one player. So notice the difference between these two. Apostrophe after the S, apostrophe before the S. In general is the difference between plural and singular. Now, an apostrophe plus S is used with a plural word that does not end in S to show possession. So let's say we want to talk about a playground that belongs to the children. Now, children That's a plural word, but it does not end with S like most plural words do. So what we do is we just put that apostrophe there and then we add the S after it. Another similar word is women. Women is a plural word. So if we need to show possession on women, we just put the apostrophe and then the S to show ownership of the purses. Now, sometimes we make mistakes not by leaving out apostrophes, but by using apostrophes when we don't need to. So let's talk about when not to use an apostrophe. First of all, do not use an apostrophe with possessive pronouns because they already show ownership. Possessive pronouns already show possession. The words themselves are possessive, so they do not need apostrophes. The decision is yours. This is a possessive pronoun. Yes, it ends with S, but it does not need that apostrophe. The lion charged its prey. Its is a possessive pronoun. It does not need an apostrophe at the end. All right, a second instance, not to use an apostrophe. When you make a word plural, just add an S. Do not add an apostrophe. So be careful. When you just need to make a word plural, all you need is an S. Jimmy wants 3 new CDs for his birthday. This is plural for CD. So we just add the S. We do not need that apostrophe. The cat lady owns 19 cats. This is just a plural word, cats. So we do not need an apostrophe. Okay, let's do a little practice. The children's playground. The playground belongs to the children. Children is a plural word, but it does not end with S. So this is a situation where we would put the apostrophe and then add the S. 5 cell phones are in my purse. Well, there is no ownership in this situation here, so we get rid of that apostrophe there because phones is simply plural. It does not need to show possession. Thomas's engine, the name ends with S. It has the apostrophe, which is good, but we need to go ahead and add the S at the end. She won't be there. That is a contraction, but it is missing the apostrophe between the N and the T. The dog chased its tail. The its right here is a possessive pronoun. Remember, possessive pronouns do not need apostrophes. IT apostrophe S is the contraction for it is. So don't get those two confused. The students' cheering was heard by all. The cheering belongs to the students, so we do need to make students possessive, and students, plural, ends with S, so all we have to do is add the apostrophe after the S. And that's it. Good luck with using apostrophes correctly.